Good morning, FB and YouTube. Happy Grand Rising. Happy Sunday. Time in California is 12:25 p.m. And I got a late start to my morning. I'm going to take a nice walk, put some music on my ears. And well, no, I'm going to keep listening to the audiobook. I really love what my cousin put me up on of disarming the narcissist. Because it's not just applying to what you're surrounding yourself with, whether it be co-workers, your boss, church congregation, your spouse or your mate, your parents, whatever it is, family, but also applying to yourself. And it's helping to analyze some things. I needed that book and right on time. I really enjoy and I'm grateful for the people that surround me. Let me first and foremost say that my heart goes out to, and that hit me hard because me and Scorpio have been talking since this morning. My colleague, good friend, but and he's making it right. I see what's going on, but in the meantime, he put me on game about what happened to Kobe Bryant. He did pass away today. Fact checked everything, triple duper checked all legitimate channels, but he passed away in a helicopter crash along with others. And I just hope his daughters are not in there. The wife was not there. I just hope his girls are not there. This is unfortunate. I say that people take life for granted. You never know what tomorrow may bring. Kobe Bryant, blood. And I thought it was a hoax at first, but that's some real shit. I don't know. Life is too short. As Too Short says, life is too short. So never take things for granted. In the meantime, I am going over things. I love people who make me think. I like people who I can feel being myself around. Don't have to sit there pretend and put up a guard around. And I love people who spark me. When I say spark, I mean make you think, open up your mind, and teach you things you learn through their journeys and travels. And so I had the privilege and wonderful experience of chopping up with a Libra gang last night through early this morning. I like him a lot. I'm not crushing him like that. Yeah, I am. But I'm still a homeboy. I think I'm a broski crush, my spiritual crush, like sapiosexual crush on him. But then he's also cute too. He has a thing with the beard, you know what I'm saying? I like his hair because it's all nice and soft and curly. And then, I don't know, it's like happening in my life. He's very intellectual and spiritual, and my nipples are getting hard right now. Anyway, I enjoy him. And as we have a history of going back since like 2009 when I was married to my ex that he met, and I came to support him because he was rapping, you know what I'm saying? He got some music talent, you know what I'm saying? That man is gifted. He's just cool. But we never really truly got to know each other until recently, like actually connecting and hanging out and talking and corresponding more and more. But I appreciate him. And he reminds me a lot of myself too, because Libra's cutoff game and Cancer's cutoff game is strong. So if we're done, motherfucker, I'll block you. Don't overexist. You don't exist anymore. Like you're no longer, it's a wrap. But it's just way that things happen. I really am happy to cross paths with him. He's like a funny. He just tells you like it is, but he keeps the shit 100 though. And then like he's serious, but he means the shit is factual, but he means what he says. I'll say it like that. I love friends who will sit there and tell you what it is and what the truth is versus what you want to hear. You feel me? Motherfucker, tell me what's going on. Might be some hurtful truth. It might sting for a little bit. What's up? I love that. I love people like that. He's yum yum to me. Anyway, so I stayed up all night. Well, pretty much most of the night. I'm trying to work in the pendulum thing. That is killing me right now. And I'm looking for guinea pigs. So Ms. Leo, who was also getting back into, there's a gift in touch. Some people, you guys have experienced my touch. Whether it be a massage, even for your feet, your fingers, your body, whatever it is, there's a gift in healing through touching. There's an importance of self-care, of getting pedicures and manicures and massages and going to the chiropractor. It's a spiritual adjustment, not just for your body, but for your soul. And it's good for you. Self-care, I say again. And there's so many different forms of healing. It's not even funny. And as I'm gifted in massage, I have a certain way of doing some things. There's different forms of massage, but I want to get into Reiki healing. And I've had the experience and I'm still learning some things, but I want to be able to heal. Just further your gifts. And so even with the pendulum, using the pendulum is for healing too. And I love how Miss Capricorn chose this for me, but it's the chakras. And so I'm learning how to use it for good and for healing. Because she's been through experience with me, and you know, it was life changing, but then I want to sit there and do that to others too, even for myself. So I am going to order another massage table because mine is not sturdy enough and it's old. But just it's a hobby. It's just fun and practice. So I'm looking for some guinea pigs. So people to practice on. Let me massage you. What's up? Not making it into like some happy ending type of shit. Maybe except for a couple folks, you know what I'm saying? But just for the most part, it's all spiritual. But I want to get back into the gift of healing and spiritual practices for that part. It's something that I'm interested in. Anyway, aside from that, oh Lord, I'm blushing for reasons. I don't know. I have a crush on him. I just love the way he thinks outside the box. And even for this morning with Mr. Scorpio, he's coming over later today too. Because we had a misunderstanding, and I know that Scorpios are very reserved and they're observant, but they're reserved and a little bit secretive. And so as we're homies, motherfucker, you have to keep it 100 with the Libra. We're not doing this shit. As I'm open with you, you sit there and tell me all your secrets. I'm going to tell you mine, you know what I'm saying? Don't sit there and do no double standard shit. I'm going to fuck you up. But keep it 100. And I know what kills me is that you see good people. Like even people ask me why. Hold on, I'm going to fix mine. Hold on. People ask me why I'm single, as wonderful as I am, as beautiful as I am. I have a sweet spirit. I know I'm an angel. Why are you single? I haven't found the right one. And it's weird because, you know, things are not how they used to be growing up. Like our grandparents have had these long marriages. I'm talking about 50, 60 years. And even for my dad and my mom started courting back in the 7th grade. And they stayed together a long time. My dad was a very loyal person, even though my mama was a hoe. They go through ups and downs, but the life is different then than it is now. And people have been hurt and damaged so much, not just from the relationships they've grown up into, but even through family and just damaged by life. And we're scared to love. People are scared to love and be who they are. And I see the good spirit in it, but you're scared to open up because you don't want to get hurt again. We have to get out of that path. There's nothing wrong with taking chances because not everybody is going to hurt you. And I had to remind us Scorpio of that today because whatever I sent him last night, I'm always, it's different if he's in control. So I'm always coming to his place, always. He would come pick me up from my old spot, even if we go to work together. But he's never actually been in there. And he's always like focused on he's always functioned on his own turf. So I met his kids, met his parents, talked to them. Wonderful, wonderful family. If it's in his control, it's cool. But when people start to lose control, it's like you're very vulnerable. People are scared to be vulnerable, and I can't talk because I'm guilty of that too in a way. But Libras are different, and so as much as I've been here for a while now, and I've asked him. I said, you know what? I'm right around the corner from the job. He knows where I stay. You can always come through. But the issue was with Dante. Baby daddy, who was no longer. We'll get to that next too. but he feels highly intimidated, whatever. But just know that I'll protect you, and anything gonna happen to you. If shit goes down, I'm done with this dude. It's gonna be you or him. I'm gonna sit there and choose you because you were there before he even existed. You feel me? And it's scared to open yourself to people. Say it like that. And so it meant a lot for him. I'm watching Scorpio grow with the fact that he's owning his bullshit. He's owning his bullshit. And I like the fact we have healthy conversations and like he's starting to open up. And yeah, that's going on. It'll be 2 years coming up in a couple months. So the first time he entered my cubicle and I trained him. And yeah, it was love at first sight, attraction at first sight. And, you know, through everything, through rebound situations, whatever's going on, we gotten tighter. That's a part of growing a friendship. You got to keep it 100. And I'm okay with that. So he's going to come over later. He wants to come over. The key thing is to make him understand, because no matter how you've been hurt in life, I've been hurt too. Don't let that damage you to the point you miss out on your blessing. Because the person, the situation you have right now is not who you had before. And I say that for my brothers and my sisters on levels of friendship and even relationships. Not saying being total trusting, but just don't punish your present for your past situations. You feel me? And so he's the one who told me about Kobe Bryant. But that's what's going on. I just really am appreciative of the people that surround me. I say it like that. The universe and God is removing things from your life, no matter how it happens, for a purpose to protect you and to help grow you. Because whatever is in your way for your journey, he's taking it out the way and say, girl, keep on going. What's up? Move the rock, kick the rock over there, and let's walk it out. So it's important that you don't reintroduce that rock back into your life so you can still stumble over it again and bust a pinky toe. You feel me? That's what's happening. And I'm getting consistent confirmation of my journey. Not just, so for baby daddy, I'm not going to lie, it still hurts. Even for the email correspondence that happened the other day and what's happening, it's toxic. And though people may love you and may be in love with you, they may not know how to love you. May not even how to love because they don't even love themselves. And it's important to find somebody who's on your level. Equally yoked is the key word. You feel me? You have to have the same goals, same dreams. You might have your own different dreams, but still be on that same path to get your shit done. But as I'm driven, motherfucker, you better be driven too. As I have my things going on, you better have your shit going on too. As I have no security issues, I'm cool. You better sit there and be secure with yourself too. I like that about Scorpio. Contrast between him and baby daddy, Mr. Leo. Mr. Leo has some pre-existing issues. He's been hurt, whatever else, but he has abandonment issues and all a bunch of other stuff. So therefore, he's now possessive, overly controlling. And where I'm so used to being happy and bubbly, I know where home is, but he's controlling my life to where I can't even be me anymore. What I loved about Scorpio, it stood out, was that we went to that margarita crawl. That was a flop. We still went to Everett Jones. You know what I'm saying? My homegirl, I met up with her, and then he brought his homeboy, even though it didn't work out. She had a lot going on in her life, but, you know, we still had a good time. I came home to him. And even before, we've gone out several times. And I love the fact that Scorpio is secure within himself. So he's seen dudes flirt with me right in front of him. I can sit there and be bubbly and be happy, be a Libra. But the fact is, I'm still coming home with him. I know where home is. The only thing, and I had to sit there and check him right there too, and reconfirm for him, is that younger 26-year-old who I had that wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Not trying to revisit that after I blocked his number too because he's blowing up my phone. He's not my flavor. I leave it to the OGs. I say it like that. Leave it to the OGs. I can't do the cougar thing. It's just not going to work. Stella is not getting her groove back on that level. I need some grown manners. I need some gray hair, you know what I'm saying? Receding hairline. I need some man boobs, you know what I'm saying? I need some deep voice, somebody who's pay some bills, you know what I'm saying? Raise some kids, have some grandkids coming up. I need some maturity. It ain't scared. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna sit there and teach you. You know what I'm saying? We sit there just do together. What's up? That's Scorpio. I love life experience is very sexy. I'll say it like that. But anyway, I don't even know. I'm ranting right now, and just a lot happening. I'm just very happy with those that surround me. But let's get back to Libra gang. Libra gang, I'm crushing on intellectually, sapiosexually, spiritually, physically. He's he's a grown man too. Anyway, if he going down. I just say eye candy. I don't know. Even if he's from here, he's like Southern bred. I still say Southern bred and raised because he got all kind of Southern flavors in his soul. The man brought me king cake with the apple in it. It was going down. It's very yum yum. The man cooks, he DJs, he hustles hard too, and he be getting it for me. I don't know. Everything he says is of substance. I say it like that. He's like 100 shot. Like he does not hold his tongue. Like if you feel some type of way, I love my friends. Anyway, but he made me think about something, you guys. And this is chamomile tea in here, by the way. With lemon and a little bit of lime. The lime, I'm not sure I should have used that. But he gave me an idea. So, I like people who make you think, the ones who spark you. And I love what he shares with me, his knowledge and his experiences, because I'm living life through him and they identify with that. You have people who sit there and can give you advice based off of what they think you should do, but have never been on this journey. So how are they qualified? But then you have people who have been on the journey and they can speak because they've been on the journey. You're qualified to tell me some shit because you've been there and you're still on it. You feel me? But for Libra gang, he gave me epiphany, a vision. Because as I'm growing my YouTube channel, the one I'm not sharing with you guys yet until my name change is complete. I'm doing that for reasons. You guys will be very amazed when you see it. I'm still building it. As I watch these different mukbangs and ASMRs and just different things and just even collabs, my channel is not to be just for entertainment. As I watch a lot of YouTubers who created channels, I watched their journey from going from good to bad, back to good. Some have gone vegan, going down to cooking, and then going to just eating all kinds of processed food and just unhealthy as hell. It's like Food Inc. or a couple of those movies you guys have seen about how food affects you. And I'm just watching everything. I'm actually watching. People watch your journeys. And as you guys watch me, for some of you, I also watch you too. Because I've been in spots to where I have just gone through a breakup in like 2012, had a miscarriage from Beautiful, if you remember him, Mensa. But, and going through a breakup, that was after the whole Steve thing, was living my highest life. And then going through breakups and this even you going through something, but then watching you find love and you getting married and your journey and watching how you've grown. The same way people watch me, I watch you too. Even on my page, I watch you guys. And it's so amazing to see the person I knew way back then to come into where they are now. It's inspiring. And so for Libra gang, he made me think. And I love the group I'm surrounded with for Leo, Capricorn, Aries, and more, because we're all on a spiritual journey. And things he shares with me about sobriety, he's qualified because he has been sober for 20 years, 20 plus years. And he's about that life. And things that I've never known about, this thing's about healing myself. So I don't care if it's for Sexaholics Anonymous or gamblers or shopping anonymous, whatever the hell you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Narcotics, alcohol, all that stuff that goes on. It's still a step and process of facing demons. And as I have a part of my journey right now is as I'm recovering, I'm a survivor of a lot of trauma. There is a price that was paid with me still surviving this. I'm still trying to get my life right. So if you're surrounded by alcoholism, you're surrounded by people who teach you how to be a functioning alcoholic. And the key way to sit there and self-medicate is go ahead and pass you a drink. You know what I'm saying? You're used to getting drunk with your stepdad. You know what I'm saying? My brother was a very bad alcoholic. My dad, he stopped cold turkey in July 1991. He stopped, but then he went back, but not so bad right before he passed away. You know, my aunt, to a certain degree, my mama was a strong one, but she stopped. But she found another addiction. You know, it became spending. All this stuff happened. And so you're surrounded by that environment. You become a product of your environment. It was nature and nurture. But my thing is to stop that. I have to for reasons. And I'm going to say that I'm not ashamed to say now that I am a functioning alcoholic. And I don't have to have it. I can do without it. I can cover it up if I need to. And if I get stressed out, I drink even more. And that shit is not healthy. So when I was around Dante, I noticed I started drinking a lot more. For stress-induced situations, I would drink a hell of a lot more. And I'm paying for it because as I'm dealing with thyroid issues, which is connected to my blood pressure, my heart, all this stuff is all connected up here. My liver, my enzymes are fucked up. It's been like that for a while. I don't know if it's because of all the shit I tried to do and overdose when I was younger, between going through that ecstasy phase before my child was born or like right after. And then also too trying to kill myself back in high school, even for college, with overdosing. And my liver is not acting right. And my doctor even gave me these wonderful pills that I'm staring at, and I'm gonna tackle those too, starting in the morning. So if I have those in my system, I cannot have any alcohol. I will be severely ill and be in the hospital and throwing up and all kinds of shit. It's a rejector. But you're still gonna have the cravings and the withdrawals. So it'll be okay for the first few days. After the first few days, I can get past anything. But I need to do this for my health, because it's all connected. And I need to stop trying to cover up and medicate pain. When I say pain, I'm talking about spiritual pain. And I appreciate Libra Gang because he took me to my first meeting. And go figure. Go figure that it wasn't for New Year's. It was for Christmas Eve, that I found out that baby daddy, or Dante's sister, who's also recovering, I helped her build her page too for her business. She's a caterer and does cooking on the side. But she catered that event and she goes there. His mama connects to Libra Gang. That's a lot going on. Not the same place, but somewhere else, but they still know each other. And then the person I thought was going to be a sponsor, I looked at her, but I did not realize we had a connection before. Like, say a Miss Leo. We met each other before, but didn't even know we knew each other. So I meet this one person, and she's like a mama bear, older lady, and just hella cool. I just loved her energy. But I didn't realize when we went to Rob Ben's, which is Marshawn Lynch's restaurant, me and Dante, like months ago, and she kept staring at me, looking at me some type of way. I'm like, what is this bitch looking at? But I didn't know that woman is baby daddy's. So Dante's dad's, that's his ex. And I am feeling some type of way. That's too much. It's too much close quarter because I'm trying to remove myself from baby daddy. I don't have any connections with him or his family. We're done. Fuck all those people, not to be mean. Oh my God. I don't know. And so Libra Gang had good intention. He had no idea, because I didn't even have any idea. But horrible execution with what happened is I found out some shit like I can go anywhere else, but I just can't go there. And I thought about it. I don't want to see these bitches. I don't know. I'm feeling some type of way. For reasons, I'm just saying. Yes, I will call you a bitch on purpose. I don't know if they earned that, but let me stop. I need to work on that because something he told me about a book I want to read, and I want to share that with my sisters because even if you're not recovering from anything or whatever you're going through, it's something to help spiritually grow you. And I like what he has to say. And so I'm thinking this afternoon now, that what if I grow my journey so people can see and watch you eat and talk about anything and everything? But what about watching me on my journey in recovery and sobriety and spiritual growth? It's not always about food, because people like that too. I'm not just about that check. It's nice. It's still a hobby, but I'm still tapering off on how to do that too, because it's not always about people. I'm not trying to fit into a crowd of people who always eat this excessive amounts of food. I don't even have an appetite like that. You can watch a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like 10 minutes, I'm done. I don't need all that food. Just give me a few, like, you know what I'm saying? A few chicken wings. I'm tapering off that too. I'll just sit there and start doing fish, seafood, and healthy cooking on top of that too. I see why some mukbangers do certain types of styles of eating, but some things are not healthy for you. Again, moderation. But I really am thinking. So he has me thinking about my channel right now from Libra Gang. What if I start and transform my channel to something that's watch healthy eating and talk about some real shit? I'm not fitting with the crowd at all. He said, she said. That shit's not gonna happen. That's not my style anyway. About that part, about the gossip part, especially after looking at the mess that's created online right now. It's just, that's too much going on. But what about if people watch my journey and keeping it 100? I keep it 100 anyway, but like, people have seen me transform when I was going through radiation to where I was so big at one point, up to 267 plus, and I dropped all that weight. I went through sickness, throwing up, couldn't keep food down, throwing up from both ends. So tired. And I became well again. And still going through these health issues, but watch my journey. I watched many of your guys' journey. Online or offline, I'm so proud of so many of you. All of you on my page, I'm proud of. It's been a pleasure to meet you, even from remotely, virtually. Just, there's a reason why we connected. But, people ask me why I don't write a book, because I have been through a lot. I remember when my dad said that the normal person cannot survive what I've been through. Because my dad's been through a lot. And I can relate because I have been through a lot. I could say the most sanest person cannot survive what I have been through and survived. How do you go through surviving being raped at 6 years old by your biological brother who's 7 years older than you, and being beat and abused horribly and had to keep that secret because if not, he'll kill you, and still have to forgive even over years, and he still hated me so much, but he's been through abuse, and having to lay him down to rest and still be your brother's keeper. Most people cannot survive that. For my stepdad, who my mom introduced me to while she was still married to my father, and I'm watching her cheat, and she took me away from my dad and tried to keep me away for selfish gain, and exposed me to my stepfather with my tapes I made sexually for my exes, my boyfriends, my high school sweethearts, even as a teenager, as he watches me have sex with my boyfriend. Let's not talk about the cucumber. I was on my period, and I was like 14 at that time. But she shares all this stuff with him and lets him keep the tapes. And you wonder why he looks at me the way he did and stuck his tongue down my throat in 2003. Tried to put his foot up my crotch in 2005. And the things he did to me, he also tried to come at my aunts the same way and several other of our family members. And I did not kill him. And I should have. But I forgave. Partially because of Stockholm Syndrome. A lot of it because my mom, if I didn't do what I was supposed to do or just shut up and just deal with it, I get attacked and punished. And so you get trained in a certain frame of mind. It is not fun to survive the fact that there's so much expected of you. So for my dad, I love my father. I'm always going to be a daddy's girl. But the pressure that was put on, it's always my job to fix everything because they're too scared to face their own situations, didn't know how to, but it was always on my shoulders. That's how I got my legal experience, not just from watching my dad through what my mom put him through. And he won the case, by the way, too. She ended up having to pay him $50,000 because she fucked up and lied. My mama's a hoe. And she's a liar. But to have to face the tax assessor's office and still won the case, to have to evict people, to have to create our own business, because that's what my dad expected of me, and I made that happen, to a 2-year litigation because my brother fucked up and did some stupid shit, for the business that I created with my father, and he did something dumb, but against a medical office, one of our clients, to having to get restraining orders and to put my dad into a safer situation from the second wife, who has the same birth date as my mother, by the way, that had him murdered. And he went back to, that was his ultimate demise, to get him out the situation, not just once, but twice, and even beat her ass and be a Doberman. And have to go through car chases and death threats and everything I went through after my dad's murder, and having to get court orders and fight with attorneys just to get him a place of peace to rest in the same exact spot where I had to bury my brother, the same exact spot where his coffin laid, my brother's coffin laid, and I made it to where it was supposed to be because that's what they wanted. To raising a child that I planned for and prayed for, and I regave him his name because he was here before as original Grant. I raised and loved that child and gave him everything for 17 years. The love I didn't have, I gave him everything. I was a soccer mom whenever he was rolling for. Even getting his first tattoo at 15 that I allowed to happen. I got tattooed with him. That's when I got my Black Widow. Why he got that huge sun sign with the skull in the middle. He was just sitting there falling asleep, just chill. My son has different artworks, his hair, whatever it is. I always was his biggest cheerleader. Until it kicked in that I'm not your friend. I'm your mother still. Don't get it twisted. You have these responsibilities. So as much as I invest in you, spend thousands on you to make sure you're okay and give you the tools to be successful, he started listening to my abuser, my stepfather. And so at 17, as I guess he got a taste of that pussy and them double D's from that girl who was not about shit. And I warned him, all of a sudden, after 17 years, your mother, your biggest advocate, your nurse, your everything, your supporter, you turn your back on me because I'm not allowing you, I'm not cool with you laid up on this chick's titties, and you're not doing what you're supposed to do in school, and I'm advocating for you, but you're not doing your part. He goes to where it's safe on the other side because he's getting everything he wants and doesn't have to do shit, and learning how to not be shit like his stepbrother, my stepbrothers and my brother. My child no longer exists, and all the stuff I had to deal with the person who I tried the most to build a relationship with. I wanted a relationship so bad with my mom and just approval. It was never going to be good enough. And it's like she hated me. It is like she hated me because that's not just me. I saw how she treated my brother and my stepbrothers and my dad, my stepdad, even her own sisters. Even how she got me to build up. She tried to sit there and get me to institutionalize my biological brother just to remove him out the way. Again, cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance. Because she cannot face that she fucked up and she did some fucked up shit to him. But she will never own the fact of what she did. For my mother telling me from one point, she was so scared. I went to counseling. I said, Mom, I need help. Even for a pinch, give me that look of death. I wanted to kill myself in 9th grade because I did not want to be with my stepdad or be next to him and what's going on. And they were going through a divorce, my dad. So I want to be with my dad. And she kept him from me. She tried to keep me away from my dad for personal gain. And it's like if I ever say anything, I get attacked. And no matter what I do, it'll never be good enough because it's not living up to your standards. So my mother, as I modified her loan modification for her house, I modified that twice. Got her some loans, whatever she needed. Didn't know why she has a spending habit, but she has an addiction too. I drew up divorce papers after I told her what her husband had done to me. She told me to do this, and she didn't even serve him to do because she's so worried about money. I went to college, and in college we had to go to counseling because we all went to counseling together because I'm falling apart. She didn't tell me that my aunt had passed away. And I'm telling her about the abuse that's happening. And so when the things came out in counseling for that one session, went to one session of counseling, I'll never forget that she sat there and packed up some dishes in some U-Haul boxes about to move. She was mad for a minute, but she still stayed with dude, still in the house, unpacked them like nothing happened, and refused to go back to counseling ever again because she does not want people to know what happened to me. To me, reaching out to prayer for the people, that legal situation that I took on that I didn't want to, for her, just for her ego, but I had a different intent of doing the right thing and protecting people. I had to attack some unnecessarily, and had to gain some casualties based off of her command. And as even the pastor did some reckless shit that was out of pocket, I sat there and fought back. I was a fighter. I went through a lot in my life. Never good enough. And she stole my credit, stole my identity, opened up several accounts just to sit there and please and hold these elaborate parties, and people wonder why I'm so mad. And because I'm gay, and I'm openly gay, have been out in the news gay, and I'm very not afraid to show that I'm gay, it bothered her. And I got ridiculed. I got attacked by her. She'll never accept me for who I am. And it became the fact that where I was going through radiation, and as I have to forgive my abusers, my mother, instead of being there for me, she's been there for her church group, her social groups, but she has not been a good mother, not just to me, but even for my brother, my stepbrothers. You understand? And I'm still surviving. I have not killed myself. Even if I tried to, it was not God's plan for me to go because I have a purpose to serve this motherfucker. Do you hear me? To hear your mother tell you, as I reached out in prayer after she got locked up for beating up, my mom would sit there and set people up. So she'll sit there and chase after. She actually literally, I'll never forget, after Grandpa died in 1991, I was a freshman in high school, came from the mall, Found out grandpa passed away. So she had to go down. And my dad was living downstairs. He was in the process of moving out anyway. Again, after she played him too. My mom was a hoe. And daddy was downstairs. He heard my mama screaming, and I'm like telling him what's going on because my daddy's known her since 7th grade. They grew up together. Moved out in 1963 and got married in California. My mama came home from Louisiana after burying grandpa. My mama has such anger issues, and she chased after she was trying to get to the back freezer in the back room. She had access to the back room. She just wanted to go through him and sit there and busting on him. Like she sat there and it did me, she did him. And busting in with an actual axe. An axe. Chopped in the door. And my dad ran for his life, and I was there. I saw the whole thing. What my mother did was go upstairs and hide the axe. When the police showed up, I had to call my Aunt Gloria. I was like, I need help. I'm like a 9th grade teenager watching this shit. My dad didn't do anything wrong. My mama just has mental health issues. I've seen my mom, and me and my son had to get between my mom, trying to break up fights between her and my stepdad because she would just jump on him for no reason because he would not give her money, and he had a problem with her spending his money. How do we make all this money and like it goes to bullshit? Why are we broke right now? And my mom would pick up bottles of bleach and throw bottles and pick up shovels and she set his clothes on fire. My mom did that. I'm seeing this. I've seen my mom beat my brother literally every day when she sat there and introduced us to our stepdad while she's still married to my dad, while we're still living in the same house. We don't know what's going on because my brother's 7 years older than me, and we're looking at my mom like my mama is a hoe. And so because he has a problem with the fact my mama was cheating what she did, and because she introduced us to this dude while she's still in the mix with our father, my brother had every reason to be mad. But she would beat him because, yes, he had every right to sit there and say, yeah, you're a hoe. You're out of pocket. But she would beat him. And my dad had to get her off of him every morning before high school. I watched it. I watched my brother get abused daily on different levels than I did. I watched my mom allow my stepdad to abuse my brother. I watched. I told my mom what my stepdad was doing. My mama knew, not just because of me, but even her sisters and even for the church members too. It's not just me. People have seen, but never said anything. The person who's supposed to be my second father was the one who also sexually crossed that line. You feel me? And I never saw him like that. And I cried to my mother and told her, and what mama does, be mad for a minute, but still with that nigga. You feel me? I survived that. Not just from my brother, but from my stepdad. And I had a pattern along the way with some people. But my mama never protected me. And I survived that. And I wanted a relationship so bad with my mom. Still forgive. And I blamed everybody else, but she was the source. Because she allowed it to happen. She knew about the abuse, but never protected me. She always made me feel ashamed, even for me getting pregnant with my son because it was out of wedlock. She wanted me to force myself to marry my son's dad. Just for the namesake of just for having a last name and just, I guess, out of wedlock, whatever the fuck. And she was so ashamed of me that I had to enter, even helping her with her functions for church, I had to enter the back door of the church because she didn't want anybody to see me and know that I was pregnant because she was ashamed of me. Same as her being ashamed of me being gay. And talking about I can learn to love someone. So because my last ex-husband, because he was financially taking care of me, I told her, I said, I'm not even in love with this man. He was a trick, okay? Let's get that straight. He was a trick. He just stalked me for a couple years before we hooked up, and then it just didn't work out, and just I was not feeling it. It was a Pretty Woman. Remember the movie Pretty Woman? Pretty Woman gone bad. I didn't have to worry about anything, but it all came with a cost. So again, smiles on the outside, but you don't know what goes behind closed doors. And because he paid a couple of her bills, because he was sitting there doing this fantastic shit for me, I can learn to love him. While he was still married for a point in time, before I got him. In fact, my stepdad helped him move out of his house from his wife. That was so bad. But that's the way my mom programmed me to. And I had to deal with that abuse too, because if I didn't perform like I was supposed to, because he was expecting sex every day, I could stay at home and not do anything, still make breakfast, lunch, dinner, even iron his drawers, make sure that the shower's prepared. I was Miss Celia from The Color Purple for real. Do you understand? And so after going through all these years of abuse, and I found this situation, but still trying to understand life, it's stupid as hell. The most normal person could not survive what I have been through. And so after all that's been said and done, after all I've been through, after my best friend, my dad goes, he was murdered the way it happened, man. I had to do all this on my own. That shit was hard. I see why my brother wanted to be with my dad so bad, because if he had only listened, because me and my dad had a whole different connect than what my brother had with him. I have survived a lot. I miss my dad. If it was not for him, I would not be here today. And it's weird because even after he's gone, he's always made sure I was okay. And he taught me living through his own life about how to prepare for life. It's not do as I say, it's do as I do. And there's a reason why I have a thing about footprints. And the reason why I have John 3:16 embedded on my body and into my soul. That was not just my dad's birthday and the day of his death. That's a code. And it's deeper than just the Bible. I am saying all this to say that I see what my dad was saying back when, even the weekend before his murder, and we're working together. He says, you may think you know some things right now, just keep on living. In due time, you will understand. I get it. And I keep looking over here because I'm watching his candle dance. Literally. I just asked, I'm not ready to go home yet. I'm still here to finish up a mission, so just please watch over me. But as I go through journeys, I love about Libra Gang, and we have conversations, I love to hear his story. I love to hear his thoughts because he's of substance. I love substance. And I want him to meet Miss Leo because they have a lot in common. You have no idea. Not playing matchmaker. Well, if that works out too, that'd be okay too. But they're both very deep, deep spirits. But about my channel, what if I just go ahead and keep it transparent? Not having meltdowns every day. This isn't even a meltdown. This is just letting my emotions out that have been held in. And keep it at 1,000. But what if I take people on a ride with me about this road to sobriety and recovery and healing from your demons? Because even if you don't have an issue, everybody has a demon. Come on now. We all have a story. You don't have to be addicted or self-medicating, but somebody has something they need to get past, and they're trying to sit there and avoid facing your demon to be even that much stronger on your journey to become an even greater version of yourself. That's the key thing here. But I have too much confirmation that whatever choice I've made, It's the proper one. What I'm going to do today is work on my nieces and my homeboys' resume, which I'm going to finish out the way because I have some things going on. I smell blessings still. I smell money, and money is manifesting. Even for baby daddy. Baby daddy, I have one more thing to do for him too, and I'm going to go ahead and block him off and cut him off, and that's the end all. We're done. There is no more. I've done everything I can, but I just want to finish out my blessings. I have a mission to carry out. And if he doesn't move forward, whatever he does, even though he knows it's there, that's on him. But I just know that I did my part. And that's being a good friend. But I'm going to take a walk. I need air. I am going to come back as I have a different diet than what Scorpio does. I know he's coming over and we have to go to work in the morning. It won't be too late. I'm going to go ahead and hit him back in about another hour and a half. Let him come on through and kick it. Probably play dominoes or Family Feud. But I have new chapters that I have to enter into. And let me say again, it takes you sometimes to have to go through some shit to realize some shit. And I'm living that right now. I'm living it. And I feel an overabundance of positive energy. I'm learning a lot this weekend. Anyway, you guys have a good day. I am still trying to read Scorpio because he is vulnerable as hell right now. And I get it. Even from the conversation we have this morning, we have a very special connection. And I thank him for owning his bullshit. And actually making a change. I like verbs. He's verbing. That's what's up. Anyway, you guys have a good day. God bless. Always find something to be grateful for in life. And you think you have it bad, you don't know what other people are going through, so it's good to speak your story and tell your truth. So anyway, you guys have a good one.